I've been trading the financial markets for years by only using the volume profile and one candlestick. And this simple strategy still makes me consistent profits. It has a very high win rate and is completely mechanical and so stupid simple that you don't even need to know anything about the volume profile. Because in this video, I will teach you everything step by step so you can execute on the strategy today. So before we dive in, a quick heads up, trading involves significant risk and isn't suitable for everyone, and most retail traders accounts lose money. And I'm not a financial advisor, and this video is for educational and entertainment purposes only, and never trade with money you can't afford to lose. We got that out of the way. So what you will learn today in this video, first of all, the basics about the volume profile, how to enter and exit based on the volume profile pivots, and I will give you a complete mechanical framework and also an advanced layer to the model that I normally only show inside the mentorship, but I'll break it down later in this video. And towards the end of the video, I will have a quiz for you, and you should be able to pass this quiz if you watch the video until the end. So let's dive right in. So before we get into the trades, first let's understand how the volume profile works and how we will use it, because almost nobody uses it correctly. So first of all, right here where you have your long short positions on the forecasting, you go down to fixed range volume profile. You click it once and now it will snap. Okay, and what we'll do is we'll go to market open at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then you'll just drag it to the right. So that's first of all what you'll do. And then here you click on extend right. Don't change the value area. You can change the roll size up to 1,000. It will give you a more accurate volume profile. And for the style, I'll have the value area high, the value area low in yellow, and the point of control in red. Okay, so why are these so important? So let's cover the basics here. So first of all, with the volume profile, you will have these yellow lines as mentioned, and this will show you the value area. Okay, so basically 70% of the entire volume executed in this time frame. Okay, so basically this entire volume profile shows us the current day, and the yellow lines right here show us the edges of the value area, and these will act like support or resistance points. Quick break here, guys. Most of you are prop firm traders, and today's sponsor is Prop Firm Match, a platform where you can compare different evaluations of different prop firms and see all the rules at one place, and also choose between the platforms you can trade on. In this way, you can easily choose which evaluation suits you the best. And on top of that, you can get huge discounts and loyalty points if you use Prop Firm Match. So if you are interested, check it out with the link in the description. And then we also have this red line right here that you can see, and this one is called the point of control. Okay, so basically the exact price point where most amount of orders and transactions happen. And what's also very important is to know the low volume nodes and also the high volume nodes. Okay, these can be inside the value area, but also sometimes outside the value area. But even this is not enough to have a high win rate, because most volume profile traders have a low win rate and take their trades based on discretion. But what actually matters is how you use these levels, and that's exactly what I'm going to show you. Now with this live trade example, I will show the core concept of high win rate setups, and the best part is you can replicate it because it's completely mechanical and rule based. Okay, so this trade right here on the Nasdaq looks like a perfect short, right? Because we are outside of the value area. It looks like a fake out, so we can go back down. Okay, and this is exactly why most traders get stopped out right here. And you will see most of the time this will happen with a red candle right here. As you can see, my bullish candles are blue, my bearish ones are white, but now I have a red candle, and also it shows me a long. That's with my proprietary indicator. If you are interested, there's going to be a link in the description. But let's go over why this is a long in the first place. Okay, for us to be able to take a long with the volume profile, But what do we need first? We need this manipulation candle. Why is this so important? Look, the manipulation candle will take out the high and the low of the previous candle. So basically, we had this bearish 15-minute candle, right? What's going to happen? A lot of traders are going to try to short this down, thinking, okay, this is now the reversal point, but they're not aware of the trend right here, right? We're extremely bullish. We always want to trade according to the trend. And that's exactly why most traders fail, because there's one thing in this setup that completely decides if this trade works or fails. And if you miss it, this strategy won't work for you. So first, let's break down what we actually have here. So first, let's look at the time. This is at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right? And we can also see we are retesting the value area high right here. So what does this tell us? Right here, you can see that a lot of orders are getting executed, right? Because look, yes, the point of control is here, and then we have a high volume node here. And this part right here is not far away from crossing this, okay? So we are seeing, like, in real time, basically, how much volume is being executed at this price point right now. And now what we can also see is basically we are building value above the value area high, which means this is extremely bullish, right? Because big market participants are happy to transact outside of the current fair value. And that's why we want to see this right here happen when we are taking breakout setups, right? Breakouts outside of the value area. Okay, and this is why this setup has such a high probability to work out. And right here, as you can see with my proprietary indicator, I also have the value area high of the week and also the point of control of the week here as well. So multiple areas of interest. We are closing above the NYSE opening right here, right? So the NYSE highs, so the previous session highs. Quick question for you. Would you take this trade? Yes or no? Type it in the comments. So now, knowing all of this, let's see if this actually played out. And this is exactly what 90% of traders are doing wrong. They just enter the trade without a plan, because you can even lose a winning trade without a trade management plan. Our entry is right here. As soon as the manipulation candle closes, our stop loss is going to be just a tick below the low of the manipulation candle. And that's now very, very important. This exact line where you see TP, this is our one-to-one, okay? And what we'll do when we hit this, we will go break even and we will aim for a 1-to-2 risk reward ratio. And this is exactly what you're going to do every single time, okay? The target will always be a 1-to-2. So now let's play this out. Okay, as you can see, the take profit is hit, which means now we are at break even, and you can see how much volume is being transacted here. The volume profile shows this clearly. So they're still happy transacting, right? And as you can see right there, we hit the take profit. Very, very clean move. Now let's go over the second trade example. All right, so based on everything you learned so far, what is the one thing missing to make this a valid setup? Is it A, B, C, or D? Comment your answer. I'll give you 3 seconds. Most people pick A, B, or C, and that's exactly why they lose this trade. And the correct answer is D, the manipulation candle, right? So right here, as you can see, giving me the long here again. So yes, we will take a long right here. And we never ever enter without the manipulation candle. This is why the concept is so powerful. So I know most of you guys probably took these trades with the indicator giving the long, etc. But it's extremely important to understand why the indicator is giving these trades in the first place. Because look, why is a manipulation candle such an essential part of our strategy? Let me just briefly explain. So when we are taking this low, what do you thing happens? Sellers are getting into the market with sell stops or with sell market orders, right? So they're being aggressive at the low. And once we reverse completely, take out the high, what happens? All these sellers are getting stopped out. And what happens when they're getting stopped out? Well, they have to buy back their position, which means that's more fuel for the longs. And that's why we don't guess when to enter. No, we wait for the manipulation candle to appear. And I'll give you also the free indicator which shows the manipulation candle later on. But now what's very important is for you to understand what the MC does. And that's why we call it the manipulation candle. Why? Because it traps both sides of the market, the buyers and the sellers, and the big institutions show their hands with the MC. And with the MC, this is the difference between a random trade and a high probability setup. Now, knowing this, let's see if this actually played out. But first, let's break down what we actually have here. So again, let's draw out the volume profile, okay? So we'll go to 6 p.m. market open, right? So I'll just scroll and I'll go to 6 p.m. market open right here, and then just drag it here. Okay, and as you can see, we'll have it on extend to the right. So what can we see? So first of all, we have a low volume node right here, which we already tapped, and also tapped it right here again with the New York Stock Exchange open 9:30, right? So we came in, built some volume, and if you want to see it very clearly, what you can do is tick off extend right, and then just move it before the market came there, and you can see how less volume. Look at this right here, and now look at this. You can see clearly that volume got transacted right here. And what's also very interesting is you can see that right here in this area, right? Look at this area right here. That volume has been executed with 9:30 a.m. and pretty a lot of volume, right? You can clearly see that with the volume profile. And now what makes us buy right here when we are already at all-time highs? And it's very simple. Look, we are coming in again, closing above the value area high right here. And then what happens? We print the manipulation candle and close above the value area high. And that's an extremely high probability setup. Why? Because you have the entire trend in your favor. You already filled right here the low volume nodes. You built a lot of volume right here. The point of control is down there. The entire value area shifted towards the upside. And if you watched the complete course on the volume profile, which I did, you will know that this is a P-shaped volume profile. So this is also extremely bullish. All right. So market participants are happy to transact at higher prices, which indicates bullish momentum in the market. So buyers are being more and more aggressive at higher prices. So let's see what happens right here. And as you can see, a straight push to the 1-to-2 risk reward ratio immediately hit the take profit basically of the quick range. And look at this win rate. The long win rate 80%, short win rate almost an 80%, total trades 39%. And this is exactly how we have scaled this model. Multiple six figures from prop firms. So the takeaway is simple. Don't just trade a random rejection candle like this and try to take a reversal setup. That's not how you build a profitable system. But with the manipulation candle, if you use the volume profile pivots in your favor and position yourselves according to a trend, well, you can get these kind of trades, right? And this exact setup repeated multiple times this week. So once you start seeing this, you'll never unsee it, right? And if you want the full breakdown of our strategy, I put everything into a free ebook down below. So make sure to grab that, and there's gonna be also the free MC indicator which shows you the manipulation candle. But now let me be transparent and show you also the different side of this strategy, right? Because not every trade is gonna hit your 1-to-2 risk reward ratio, right? Otherwise it would be broken, right? But look, right here we have a 10-minute manipulation candle. Indicator is also giving the long, and from where we have the weekly value area high, the previous day's day's point of control, the current day's point of control right here. So very, very solid setup. And as you know already, the trend is extremely bullish. And we had a huge sell-off during the overnight session, as you can see right here. Okay, so we did have a clear target, which was the previous day's high. And that's also why I wanted to take this trade, because when you have easy targets, right, what's going to happen? If you have the MC for the entry confirmation, price will most likely go there, right? So the probability is just extremely high. So what we want to do is right here is go again break even at the 1-to-1. When we go break even, basically we'll have the TP at 1-to-2, but the stop loss is going to be at our entry point. So worst case scenario, we'll make some fees back. Best case scenario, a 2R. Now you can see right here how close it comes to the stop loss, right? And the 1-to-1 is here. And this is an example why you never move your stop loss and you never ever close your trade before it hits your stop loss. As you can see right there, if you would have closed, you would have missed out on this move and you would take an unnecessary loss on this trade. And right here, as you can see, the target gets hit, the previous day's high, and the 1-to-1 is hit. So now we are at break even. Okay, so we are not risking anything anymore. And right here, as you can see, market just reverses from there, takes us out at break even. And that's completely fine, guys. That can happen. We can never make the market move, right? The market is going to do what the market's going to do. But if I have a clear target at a 1-to-1 or more, then I'll take that trade every day. And the outcome is just probabilities. It can be a winner, can be a loser, it can be a break even. And we as traders have to accept this. Otherwise, our psychology is going to be off every single time and we're not going to be consistently profitable. So let's do the mini quiz to test if you understood the strategy. So you're seeing 3 different setups. Which one would you take? Write in the comments and no cheating. And let me go over the setups quickly and give you the correct answer. So on setup A, we are rejecting from the value area high, the previous day's value area low, the current day's value area high, the current session's point of control, and also the midnight closing with a manipulation candle. On setup B, we have a manipulation candle, but with no momentum shift, so it cannot close below the last bullish body, but it comes from the weekly value area high, the previous day's point of control, and it's closing below the weekly point of control as well. And on setup C, we have a bullish manipulation candle from the current day's value area high and also the weekly value area high. And the correct answer is setup C. Why? Because we have a very heavy bullish trend. We are closing above a very, very big range on the 5-minute. And also we have 2 areas of interest. So the value area high of the current day and the value area high of the current week. And especially when we are trading at all-time highs, these kind of setups can give you very, very good high probability entries for the continuation of the trend. Now, if you really want to become a consistently profitable trader using this exact framework, you can apply for my one-on-one mentorship program and see if you qualify for it. We cannot take everyone, unfortunately, due to the intense nature of a one-on-one mentorship. And if you don't qualify, don't worry. I will keep making high quality content for you here on YouTube for free. So like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.